What's going on? It's your boy Bowie here, aka the Gelid Glaciologist, aka the Sub Scientist. And this video is part 3 of my series where I talk about what Mortal Kombat 2 should inherit from previous Mortal Kombats. This video, as you can probably tell, is all about Mortal Kombat 11 and what Mortal Kombat 11 can offer the upcoming Mortal Kombat 2 game. Well, it's not coming out right now, of course, or anytime in the immediate future, but it will come out at some point. And I'd like to start brainstorming what NRS can transfer over from Mortal Kombat 11 into that game. Okay, the TLDR is I want virtually nothing from MKX's gameplay to make it over into the new title, but there's plenty of other things that Mortal Kombat 11 offered that should become mainstays of any future MK title. So let's hop into that right now. All right, so here we have Mortal Kombat 11, and it's actually really trippy for me to play this game again. It's very trippy. So, as I stated, I don't want any of the gameplay from this title to make it into a new Mortal Kombat game. And I'll just do a brief little demonstration of why I think that is. So, Mortal Kombat 11 was famous for basically taking Mortal Kombat back to the drawing board. And it did so in a whole myriad of different ways. We had regenerating meter. We had a strike throw meta that was predicated by crushing blows. Let me see if I can demonstrate those real quick. So crushing blows like that. Uppercut crushing blows. You know what I'm saying? So you can do stuff like that. This one was infamous for Sub-Zero because he got this from doing 3 of these. So if he ever did these in a match, 3 of them, you know, or if he loaded up 2 of them, notice I only hit 2, the third one can just be done. And then bang, you know what I'm saying? The game was also infamous for fatal blows. Let me see if I can get those popping off real quick. And these replaced X-rays. And these infamously were triggered when your opponent was at 30% health or less. And then, of course, you had the breakaway system, which was probably one of the very worst of the game's numerous gameplay changes. And I'm trying to remember how you even make the opponent do them. And I forget how you do it. Let me see. Ah, duh. Okay, so what would happen is that's a problem right there. So imagine you get the hit confirm on somebody and then you try to do a combo and they break out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's an issue. Very much an issue. Now, I made it break away fast, but what if it was... What does delay do? Oh, yeah. Oh! That might even be worse. right, let me see. So, see that? So something like that would happen, and Scorpion could actually get up and punish me while I'm doing that string. You see what I'm saying? And so that was a problem, a very, very big problem. So I don't want anything from this game to return. Even the walk speeds, though better than in MKX, look at how slowly Sub-Zero walks across the screen. I mean, the footsies is a little bit better. It's much better than MKX, that's for sure. And that's probably one of the big reasons I enjoyed this game, was that it was not MKX. This game was a repudiation of MKX, and I was here for that. But in trying to repudiate MKX, it introduced its own host of issues. One issue is that. Do you see how far away I am? I can hit the opponent without even having to play footsies. So footsie's range was effectively from here to like here. And that doesn't give you a whole lot of room, particularly against characters that hit from super far away like Spawn or Joker or Fujin, stuff like that. There's not a lot of, I mean, many characters got to play footsies and had to play neutral, but then top tier characters played by their own entirely different set of rules. And that's always a problem. That would be a problem in any game. But what I'm getting at is the gameplay of this title, you know, it is the very worst in the series. Well, amongst the worst. The gameplay decisions, the mechanics, I should say, are the very worst in the series. That's what I mean to say. Not the gameplay. The mechanics are the very worst in the series. And then there were also other system changes that didn't make no sense, such as this. This game, along with MKX, was infamous for being about mashing pokes. If I make the opponent block, actually, let me get the frame data going too. This poke is -6, but I can mash this shit because the recovery is so low. You see that? Ain't nothing but 18 frames. This is 17 frames. So I can mash this mad times on people. So even though it's not even my turn after this, they only have 12 frames to react. And most characters had a 7-frame poke. So essentially, Sub-Zero could mash this. And whether you blocked it or not, he could get his poke out before you could. Unless you were like super fast with it. You know what I'm saying? Because his poke is 6 frames and yours is probably going to be slower. So that was something that was horrible in this game. Like, there were certain characters who their whole gameplay was predicated on mashing pokes, like Kano and Johnny Cage and, you know, Aaron Black and all kind of characters. Gearus, so many characters. This is what they did. Mash, mash, mash. You know? So hell no. I don't want no gameplay from this title to return. Hell no. Now, having said that though, Mortal Kombat 11 had the best customization of any Mortal Kombat game. For one, you got 5 outfits to choose from. And you got to decide how your character looked. You also got to name your variations, which I thought was really dope. I missed that. But considering the fact that I do not want variations to return, there's not going to be a need for this. But it would be nice to have different loadouts for different outfits that you have. So let's look at this one, for instance. So for one, notice you can pick your You can pick your intros. Characters have 4 different intros that they can choose from. And they have outros. You know what I'm saying? And they get unlocked with gameplay and shit like that. And obviously classic characters get extra stuff like that. This is great. I don't know why this was ever taken out. Honestly, I think Mortal Kombat 1, the only reason it didn't have this stuff, excuse me for all this motion, the only reason MK1 didn't have it is because NRS didn't have the time to add it. Because it was a rushed product. You know what I'm saying? So, this stuff is great. This should have never been taken out. Obviously, you have all these brutalities and stuff like that that are unlocked. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I hope these never return. You know, custom moves that you pick. I would rather just have most of these moves just be added to the base character so that we can just pick how we want to do things. Now, I love the idea of having AI fights, because what would happen is there is a whole ass mode where you had AI battle. Now, you can have these teams of AI fighters fight other people's teams. In an upcoming MK game, I would want this to be modified. I want AIs to fight players. Like, for instance, I would love if people were able to download Sonic Fox's AI and battle it. You know what I'm saying? But of course, the AI would have to be overhauled, because one of the current problems in Mortal Kombat and Injustice as well is that the CPUs have these pre-animated combos, and the combos are highly impractical. They're often non-optimal, you know what I'm saying? And they're often not even worth doing for the most part. But in a future Mortal Kombat game, what I would want is for the AI to actually record your combos and combos that are done to you and do them against you. And so having a Sonic Fox AI that does Sonic Fox combos when you're unsafe, or, you know, when you get whiff punished, I think that'd be fantastic, because that would level everybody up. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I want from MK11. Let me actually show probably the biggest, dopest thing about Mortal Kombat 11. Let me, I'll use these two as an example. I'm not even trying to fight this match for real. I'm just going to click out as soon as I get it. But I just want to use this as an example. So, objectively, Mortal Kombat 11 is the very best looking Mortal Kombat game. It looks even better than MK1. Look at this presentation.
I'm an emperor too, you know. Oh, make believe. Round 1. Fight.
You see that? I want that back. I want that back. Obviously, not just the intros, but I'm talking about the presentation, the graphics. I mean, if I just go to characters real quick, let's go to Johnny Cage. Okay, let's look at Cage up close. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is on 1080p. In 4K, it looks better. But, like, the models that they used on this game were absolutely phenomenal. This looks like Johnny Cage. You know what I mean? This is how Johnny Cage would look. And he looks spectacular, except for the fact that my graphics is not graphicking right now. I don't know what the fuck going on. Let me see. Do I have anything on that don't need to be on? No, all my shit is on. I don't know what's going on, son. Frame skip. I don't know why this shit is on like this. Let's see. Very high, yeah. I don't know what's up. Sure, turn that shit on. Okay. Accept that. Yeah. I thought maybe there was like some FSR on or something, but I don't see anything like that. Huh. Nah, ain't no FSR, ain't none of that. Whatever. So the point of the matter is, you know, characters look phenomenal in this title. Like, you can see, like, you can often see scars. Like, look at Jax. You can see what appear to be stretch marks. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of detail that is added. And again, this is in 1080p. If this was in 4K, you wouldn't even see no jagged edges or nothing like that. But the game looks phenomenal. The textures look really good. And there's a lot of love and thought placed into these characters. Not to say that MK1 is devoid of that, but this game has a lot more polish in terms of the presentation of the characters. And I want that back. You know, every game should be a step up graphics wise, but MK1 is like a sideways step from this game in so many instances. So I want MK2 to be a step up again, especially since they're using a whole new ass engine. But anyway, I digress. Also, this game had a ton of shit to do. Look at these Towers of Time, which was available from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had character towers that you could do, that you would use to get gear. You had these co-op towers where you could team up with either your friends or two random ass people online, and y'all can just fight a souped up ass boss. You know what I'm saying? You have the hero towers. I don't know what the fuck those are. Oh, just for more skins, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Got Gauntlet, Premier Towers. Yeah, so you have all these crazy towers. Tag assist towers over there. Yeah, so if you wanted to use tag assists, you could go right here and use them joints. And you could pick whoever you wanted. Obviously, you have your classic towers. One thing that MK11 definitely dominated in was definitely having the best crypt. This game's crypt mode was undoubtedly the best. Why is this not running at 60? I don't know. It should be running at 60 FPS, and I'm not sure why it's not. Let me see something here. Let me see what that does. I changed the mode on the computer to see if it will beef some stuff up. I guess not. Yeah, but... oh, I forgot. Yeah. So, this is a 3D platformer in a fucking fighting game. Or not a platformer, or a 3D action-adventure thing. Now, the controls are very rudimentary. You only have this slow-ass hammer move. You have this blindfold that you can put on and shit like that. You can't even jump. But the fact is, you have this whole animated character who we still don't know who that is. He just dies in the story, which is trash. But the idea is solid. You can build on this. Because instead of having this nameless character that we don't give a fuck about, why not have Sub-Zero? Why not have Johnny Cage? Why not have Melina? Why not have MK characters who you swap between depending on the region that you're in and the challenge ahead of you? Why not have them run around and unlock things in a crypt? You see what I'm saying? Like, you could do that. There's so many things that they can do besides some, you know, goddamn, what's that mode that nobody likes in MK1? Invasions. Don't nobody fuck with invasions, bro. Never bring that back either, because it's just not it. So yeah, the crypt is the bomb. There's a bunch of offline content to get into. The online's pretty good, like the netcode and shit. You know, you had the 2 stories. She's a terribly incompetent bad guy, and he outshines her in every way, even though he's the lesser being. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? But there was tons of stuff to do in this game that was pretty much available from day one. You know what I mean? Even these character lessons, like the character lessons are very good. I mean, basically you learn, yeah, but you see what's going on here? Like they're kind of trying to teach you how the characters play. You know what I mean? So you have your character tower that I think was really, really good. Or I said character tower. Your character tutorial that started from this game. That can come back. MK1 has them, and I think they're even better in MK1, but bring this shit back. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing about Mortal Kombat 11 that's really, really good and should be brought to MK2 is the presentation of the game. This game looks and feels like a Mortal Kombat title. For all of its flaws, it looks and feels like MK. Oh shit, I ain't trying to fight nobody. Hold on. I thought I was in practice. And the menus are easy to navigate. You know what I'm saying? Everything is quick and snappy for the most part. I do like the atmosphere of the stages. This game had great atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just look at the outlines of the stages, you know, it looks good. Yeah. So all that stuff looks really good. This game had even better sound design, because listen to this shit. That sounds painful, bruh. Look at that. That's painful as shit. All that shit sounds painful as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like just the sound of Shao Kahn's hammer makes me want to use him. And look at how much real estate these characters take up on the screen. They look larger than life. The game is in your face. Like even at full screen, they're kind of small, but not really. And up close, they look humongous, you know? Now the walk speeds are still too slow. You know what I'm saying? But even still, like, this game looked and felt like a Mortal Kombat game. Not an Injustice 2 game that got ported over to MK world, you know what I'm saying? Now, MK1 is clearly not Injustice. People trying to make the claim that it was Injustice are just outright wrong. But it definitely feels Injustice-like. There's definitely a bunch of Injustice DNA in that game that was evident from day one. Even though there's plenty of Injustice DNA in this game too, like the fact that we have interactables, that's straight Injustice. That's straight up Injustice. You know what I'm saying? The breakaway system is straight up Injustice. You know what I'm saying? Meter burning things, like The fact that I just get a combo for free on hit, you know what I'm saying? That's an Injustice thing. And those Injustice qualities made MK11 a worse game overall. And I hope none of that shit makes it into MK2, which is why I don't want any gameplay from MK11 in MK2. But the presentation, the content, the customization, the options with, you know, AI and the CPU, I definitely want them to make a return for sure. And really, as I talk about the customization, I really kind of want a hybrid of this and the Injustice 2 customization, because as good as this was compared to Mortal Kombat, compared to other fighting games, this ain't enough. And I'll show you why it's not enough. Because I don't want to make it sound like this is the pinnacle of customization, because it's not. So notice, this is considered to be 10 skins. But really, this is not 10 skins. It's one fucking skin. It's just different color palettes, most of which are hideous. Who the fuck would pick this? You see that? I would never choose this. But the fact that this is taken up as a skin slot, like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. This should be a palette that people can equip. You know what I'm saying? If people want to make Sub-Zero look like, you know, a bird turd, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, don't sit here and tell me that these 10 slots are 10 different skins and that this is one of them. No, hell no. Don't do that. You're insulting my intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, all 20 of these joints is butt ugly. I would never wear any of these if I didn't have to. Like, early in the game, I had to rock with this one. Or this one. You know what I'm saying? But I would never rock this. This too. These are hideous. This is hideous. You know what I'm saying? This is the first skin that kind of looks like Sub-Zero. This is the first costume that looks like Sub-Zero. This one too, even though it's a little bit inferior. This one's slightly less, inferior. But then suddenly now we have classic costumes and stuff for Sub. Then we got the Deadly Alliance, not a Deadly Alliance, I'm sorry, Deception skin. And this was a game changer right here. Then we got this one. I don't know what this skin was, but this shit was gangster, you know what I'm saying? And then this is just reskins of shit that he already had, you know. But as much as this customization system is better than previous MK titles, let's not get it twisted. This is not ideal, because half of these skins are just terrible for Sub-Zero, in my opinion. And I would rather have the option to mix and match different stuff. Like, I would like, for instance, let me see. You see how we have these different little areas where we can change the mask? I should just be able to, there should be more of these areas. I should be able to change the hood. I should be able to change the mask. I should be able to change the upper part of the costume. So maybe chest. I should be able to change the pants. You know what I'm saying? And I should be able to pick the colors for all of it. I should be able to fully customize my Sub-Zero and have loadouts for it. Because that's what real customization looks like. The best that we ever got to that was Injustice 2. And so we need, in terms of customization, we really just need a mix of this and Injustice 2 combined with modern day elements from, current fighting games, So even MK11 was not like perfect in some of these areas that I'm saying it should borrow or, give up to MK2, but it was a step forward from previous entries. And MK1 is a step back even from this, which was a half step anyway. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, MK2 has a lot to borrow and NRS has a lot to work towards. And they don't have to work as hard as they think they do if they just draw upon their past. Okay. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments. I've talked long enough. I'll catch y'all later. One. And stay froze.